Nice.
I'm not angry. Okay.
You did.
I mean, you should take the fucking grappling feat for how little you're letting this go.
You know, it's just too nice sometimes.
Ah,
I'm sorry. I want to give you the opportunity to fully pay attention and commit to the
But
game.
all these people's lives are hanging in the balance because of me. Don't put me in that position and say you're being nice to me.
I don't think any of them particularly care.
Because at the end of the day, it is my fault that we did not start D&D on time. It's because of me.
It's all your fault?
Right?
I mean, not really.
It is.
We're literally just chilling out playing Elden Ring waiting for you. It's all good.
Say not really because of this reason. Because roles reversed, wouldn't you be so pissed? If one of them decided they would do something else and then come to play only an hour later?
That happens though.
You can't say that happens and then come and complain about it later on when it's somebody else's game. Same rules apply to your game too.
Yeah, but I don't care.
What do you mean you don't care? You care.
It doesn't affect me that much what time we... It's on that fucking Eurocamp music.
Yeah, we've been playing it the entire fucking time. I've just been sitting here fucking vibing to this in the background.
I thought everything was very cheery and I couldn't put my finger on it.
Yeah.
In fact, I've had to skip a second out of the list of it. So.
You know what? Fine. From here on, Reese, even if you don't tell me, Paul or Paul, I don't know if Nathan or Sean would be not scared enough. Paul, you tell me. Look, let's start now, okay?
I'll call you out.
Yeah.
Are we starting now?
You're all we're starting now.
Yeah, we're starting now.
I don't see the camera, so.
Yeah, what's your camera
but Reese wants coffee now.
That's alright, so we're not starting now, no worries. We can wait for Reese to get coffee.
Oh, I started the recording 5 minutes ago.
God. Oh, Christ.
Oh, it's killing me, man.
I know the wind's killing me too, but you have to be patient, boys.
So, let's play D&D then.
Yeah, can we get a different music on, please? This music is not applicable for the current situation which we are engaging in.
I thought we'd rectified the current situation, had we not?
We have, but it's still dark and edgy, come on.
Alright, so is everybody leveled up by the way, yeah?
Yeah!
Woo. Level 5!
Also,
oh yes.
leveled Sean, just for good measure. Welcome to level 4, Sean.
Dick.
Can you imagine if my hack roll went in to fucking remove the character then?
Okay. Sorry, let's get the book. So, last we left off, you had pretty successfully cleared out the winery of some forest-dwelling individuals and their tree-like minions. End up finding a powerful staff that seemed to give the ability to control them, and while the party kind of debated what to do with it a little bit, Bree just walked up and snapped it in two, killing all of the tree blights in the vicinity.
All the time.
Following that, thank you. Following that, it was soon discovered that one forest folk had survived, perhaps hiding in the basement, as Lewin took off upon hearing noises in that direction. Upon seeing a fleeing guy, Fergus was in hot pursuit. After a couple of, once or twice catching up and then getting pushed back a little, he eventually did catch up, go for a swing, and I believe missed. I was promptly then bonked on the head
And knocked
by
out.
this guy and his staff and knocked unconscious.
Fucking Ree.
And then, after maybe like 30 seconds of lying on the ground, head gushing, blood gushing from his head, eventually, I believe Lewin and Lan both. Did you go after the truth as well?
Yeah.
Yeah. They would both. Lewin and Lan would both catch up to Fergus and quickly kind of stabilize him and bring him back. I believe that was where we left off.
Indeed it was.
Yeah, pretty much.
Meanwhile, Bree and Irina were just standing back at the winery. Bree with a cup of tea in hand.
I fucking loved watching Fergus get bonked. It's fucking great.
I don't know.
Irina's just kind of standing there, like, not sure if you're joking or not. And it kind of like, yeah.
Do you enjoy? Do you see the smarmy grin on his face when he started chasing that man? He got up to it and then just whap. Fucking great swing that.
I suppose, but that looked like it hurt a lot.
It
I think
did.
it'll be fine.
It did. Thank you.
Shut up, Fergus. You're not here.
Where am I then?
You're still being like, I presume
you're
like
300 feet
over
away in
each
the fucking
shoulder
woods.
being like
Okay.
carried back.
Okay, that's fine
Yeah,
then.
you have to make your way back through like the whole vineyard.
Okay.
We still have
Actually-
that hostage guy, don't we?
You do still have a hostage, yes.
Aki'll be fine. Not a wee bit of magical healing can't help.
What do we
I suppose.
do with him, really? So, where do we put him?
I
Wait,
left him
Fergus
tied
with a
up alive.
hostage?
You guys left him outside.
Yeah, but we can't leave him there forever.
Yeah, no, he's not. He's sitting in the house now, tied up. I got him sorted.
Okay.
So yeah. Eventually Lan, Lewin and Fergus would return back into the winery. I imagine you all would meet either in the glass blowing room or like just outside of it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, yeah.
Ah,
See, Fergus, you'd seem to take a wee knock in the head there.
yes, he got this. He got to come up and sun me.
But everything's okay now. So,
Indeed.
go from here. Shall we finish looking around before we call
What do you
mission
mean?
complete? Well, there's still the basement.
Sure, I guess we can check the basement in case there's any hiding in there. But
Exactly.
Hmm.
Double check. No harm in it.
You guys are making your way towards the basement. Fergus, Irina would like kind of approach you and like kind of like look at your like head wound and would you like me to take a look at that?
Oh, if you that would be very kind of you.
She like takes out this little like kit she has and starts like spend time just like kind of wiping out all the blood and putting something on it to kind of like try and staunch the bleeding, like taking a look at it and stuff. She'd pull out this little salve and just kind of like spread it on. It's not too bad a wound, but nonetheless, she heals you.
Mm-hmm.
She heals you for 8 HP.
8 hit. Fucking nice. I just look up, just pat my head. I'll take away. It's like no blood. I was like, oh, thank you very much.
She proper like treats it and like yeah,
Big fan.
jolly good. So is everybody going to the basement or?
Yeah.
I suppose we can. Yes.
Okay. Who would be leading the way?
I'll lead the way.
Okay. You head down those stairs, and you come to a currently now open door that you'd previously seen was closed. You step inside, and I do have a map. Or rather, there is a map at the bottom of the page.
Mm.
Where is Sean? Where's Sean?
My
It
goodness.
was Sean.
He's got asthma. Leave him alone.
Actually, I can just reveal. So,
Mm-hmm.
you head down, you head into the bottom of the cellar. You find yourself in this kind of... Oh, is that a... Sorry, hold on. I need to... What did I select that? Hold on. Can you see any tokens in here?
No.
We can't even see the fucking
Okay,
thing.
that doesn't... It doesn't matter then, actually.
Thing, Nathan.
Oh, there we go. See it now.
As you come in here, you find it's a very very cool. It's maybe like nearly 10 foot tall, floor to ceiling. There's many like support beams along every 10 feet or so. Directly in front of you as you walk in, there's this huge wine rack, just loaded with bottles. And as you begin to look around, you notice that behind all of those bottles are a lot of piles of what looks like what used to be blights, which were killed upon the staff being split.
Piles.
From what you could tell, definitely it was a bunch of the needle blights, the ones that had the ranged attack. Yeah, presumably the man who fled was down here with them, doing something. As you look around, it's I don't think there's actually anything particularly of note. Let me just double check.
Does he look like he was fucking with anything? Was he opening the wine bottles?
As far as you can tell, nothing looks tampered with. Let's see. Yeah, wooden pillars, beams, 10-foot high ceiling, ice cold cellar. Ah, yeah. So it's very cold down here. Cold enough that there's almost very minimally an ankle level mist just kind of cooling. It's like a proper walk-in freezer in terms of cool. Yeah. So and the big wine rack in the western side of the cellar is currently pretty much empty, but this one on the side where the stairs are is pretty much almost full of wine bottles. Yeah. If any of you walk to the upper room, the western side, as you're walking through that little, where the big partition is almost. If any of you walk past there, you definitely notice there's almost a breeze coming. Just a very coldness just emanating from that kind of partition in the middle of the room.
Can I check for a secret door?
You may.
Secret door, secret door, secret door.
Go for a giant Fergus. Go.
Secret door, secret door, secret door. Is this an investigation?
Yeah.
A secret door. That's a 15. That's a per roll for me.
Okay. You do locate what you believe is the outline of a secret door.
Wonderful. Can I attempt to push a brick or pull out an old bottle of wine or fucking twist a bottle of wine? Or I'm thinking, is there a bookcase nearby that has a book on it that I can pull backwards? Or I'm looking for all the common secret door access points.
Of course. There is unfortunately no bookcase or bookshelving in here. However, you spend some time, you look around, trying to work out what the contraption, what may actually cause it to work. I'd say 15 actually. Yeah, you spend a decent amount of time, and kind of right when you're thinking of you just don't know what it could possibly be. All almost in like frustration, you can't just like give like the what is your door is like a hard kind of thud, like a shove, and you feel it like give ever so slightly, and you're like, aha! You just have to push it open. You spend some time and like it takes pretty much all your strength.
Okay.
But you manage to like slowly kind of like press it open. As you do, there's like a kind of like a noise as it opens proper, and there's just a gust of freezing cold air that kind of like emerges out the side. And as you like kind of open it fully, you find yourself in this like kind of like corridor. It goes back about maybe about 15 feet or so, before it like opens into like a small room.
Now that is interesting.
Remember, Fergus, we're not actually robbing these people. They are still alive and well.
Oh, I'm well aware, but you never know what might be hiding in there. Can I look and see what is hiding in there?
You like look down this corridor. The first thing you notice is like along like the floor and the walls and the ceiling, there's like this kind of like brown colored like mold or lichen or something. As you look beyond that, you see that just down this 15-foot corridor in this like small little recess, there seems to be like a small like effigy or like a statue of sorts. It looks a bit like what do you call it? The in The Witcher 3. Hold on.
Are we talking about the witches? The witch fucking mural?
No, not that big mural with the ladies. The,
big scary thing?
No. It's like, just like a little like wooden. Here, perfect. Here it is. Hold on. Active tabletop, stabbing vampires. Not copy. Sorry. You find something like this. Like,
so like little scary.
Not as scary as that. Like it's but like it is this kind of like hunched over looking woman, but very like minimalist carving. And like as you see that beyond this down this corridor, and like as you're standing here, like you're kind of constantly being like buffeted by like this freezing cold air, as whatever keeping the cellar like ice cool is emanating from this like this corridor.
Bree.
What do you want?
Have you ever?
Are you using like a torch or anything for this, or are you just like?
I imagine I've got some kind of torch or something.
Okay.
To fucking illuminate.
As you're like standing there, you call Bree. You turn back again. You could have swore that like all that mold looks like it's moving.
I'm going to.
You kind of like look at it for a second, and it's definitely like inching its way like towards you.
Okay.
Why are you in the wall? What the fuck are you doing in there?
I would like to back out of this room, please.
Okay. You back away?
Yes, please. I was wondering if you could consult on this statue that I've just found, but I've also discovered that there's something sinister about this mold.
The mold?
Indeed.
Looking.
It is moving.
Look in. The mold definitely seems to be moving.
What's evil about it?
What's that?
What's evil about it, Fergus? It's just moving.
No,
You've
it's
never seen mold move before.
not that quickly, no.
You haven't lived in.
Alright.
Happens all the time. Mold moves. Yeah, it's a living thing, right?
Yes, but not that quickly. Anyway, no, the statue is the thing
I'd
that's
say
also interesting.
Given that Bree is a dwarf, I reckon Bree is probably accustomed to like creatures that dwell underground and in caves and in caverns. It's pretty normal. But you would know that this is like capital B, capital M brown mold, like type of like ooze kind of creature that like is attracted to like heat and gives off like freezing colds. Like it just everything around it is just like ice cold as it like seeks out and like sucks the life out of heat.
Like this wee bugger here's Horus Fergus, unless he touches you and engulfs you and then you freeze to death. But as long as you don't do that, you're fine. He's not going to spit poison at you, don't worry.
Right. But the,
Only
also,
then does that.
the statue, though.
What about the statue?
Do you know anything about it?
Look at it.
It looks like a hag. I just like poke around the corner and say,
You look at it. It doesn't strike you as familiar at all. You kind of cast your mind about over the book you've been reading about the Morning Lord and the Night Mother, and you don't recall anything about any kind of statues or effigies that look like this.
I don't,
Oh.
it's a,
Like the-
it's a statue Fergus, I don't know what you're talking about. Does it hold any significance? Anything written on it? There's a plaque or anything? Or
I don't know.
a maker's
Um,
mark? Or
From what you can see, there's no writing. It's maybe only about like it's maybe about 3 foot tall. It looks like it's made of wood.
Made of wood. I don't know. We could be anything. We could ask the people outside about it, sure. They probably know. They own the place. I don't really want to break their fridge.
I don't know.
Come on.
I don't know.
We can close the door and I like start shimmying you out.
Len, do you think this is magical?
I just inch forward very carefully with my what do you call it, my staff. Is there any reason for me to know what anything is?
The statue you don't. No, you don't have any like particular reason to think anything's magical about it off the top of your head. However, if you want to cast a spell, you may.
Okay, wait. But is there any reason for me to recognize anything in front of me?
What do you mean, like
What is this thing? What is it?
the mold or the statue?
Oh. Would I respond to the mold the same way that what's Bree does?
I imagine Bree would like kind of quickly inform you all about it. And maybe
It's perfectly harmless. It's just some mold.
yeah.
Is it just moving around in the corner like a loot bug?
No, it's coming towards you
Aye,
guys.
it goes towards heat.
It's attracted to heat.
If we put a torch in the middle of there, go towards that.
Or just our bodies because we're warm. At least
Yeah.
I am.
That's why it's coming towards us, eh?
Yeah.
It is like it's slowly inching its way closer to you guys.
We did probably
but
want
not
to close
like
the
at an
door at
alarming
some
pace.
point before we have to push the mold back in.
I suppose, yeah.
'Cause that can get quite
But,
torxy.
Yeah, so that's with the mold. The statue itself, you kind of like look at it. As far as you can tell, it just looks like a wooden statue.
Okay. Do we have reason to think this is magical though?
I mean, they had it hidden behind
I'm
the
asking you,
door.
okay.
If it's some kind of altar of worship, it would make sense. But if it is also magical, it would also make sense.
Reese, would I be able to roll a history check to see if I've heard any, like, in the time we've been in Barovia, have we heard of any, like, chatter about, a deity or anything like that that would be described as this figure? Is that possible?
Yeah, roll me a trick.
Oh, there's my character sheet's already up. That's fine. Skills, history, history. That is. Scroll down. 2.
You kind of cast your mind back. Nothing jumps to mind.
That's fair. Okay. No, that's fair. I'll just keep it to myself.
Fergus, do you have any... Can you give me any proper reason for why you think this is magical? To me, it just looks like a wooden statue. And
Well,
they
if it's
wanted
a
to
wooden
keep it hidden here.
If it's a wooden statue, then it's a wooden statue, and that's totally fine. But the fact that they went to such lengths to hide it is what made me suspicious.
Maybe they're not hiding it, maybe they're storing it. I don't know.
Maybe it's just private.
In a secret
Yeah.
door. Behind a secret
Maybe.
door. In a cellar.
So you keep the things that are close to you hidden?
Yes, but this place doesn't exactly lend itself well to people that just want things hidden for no reason other than their personal.
I think we should keep pushing forward and seeing if there's anything else that's more, you know, likely. This could just be a symbol of something.
Alright.
Be anything, so.
Sure, I guess. I'd buy.
So now the brown mold, which started about 6 or 7 feet away from the door, is about 2 or 3 feet away from the door.
Shut the door.
Yeah,
Yeah, can
let's
we
shut
close the
this
door,
door.
please, Fergus? This thing's a really...
Yes,
gonna
shut
be a
the...
little pain to fucking get
Yeah,
back in.
I shut the door.
Jeez, thank fuck.
You like kind of accidentally pull the door closed again, and as you're like getting to a point where you're like, ah, my fingers are still inside here, you kind of like let go a second, and it begins to like close the rest of the way itself.
Nice. Excellent.
As it shuts, and there's a kind of like a blast of air that kind of comes with that. But then the door shuts, and all of you kind of notice how much like you're almost all shivering a little bit from the cold that was emanating from the brown mold.
Holy shit.
But now that it's gone, you kind of like notice, you're like, oh.
It's quite right for that mold. It's fucking freezing, but you know, really keeps the kegs cold, so can't complain.
Yeah, but
Is it safe to leave that stuff near your kegs?
Of course it is. You keep it in a fucking sealed container like that, keeps everything cold around it. Fucking wild good.
I mean, fair, I guess.
And you've been drinking the wine every time you've been here, haven't you? Where do you think it's stored? Or the wine racks?
Oh, I'm not going to drink well anymore. I mean, I'm still going to drink, but I'm not going to drink happily anymore.
What do you mean? It's not touched the mold. The mold stays in that box.
It feels weird. I don't know what to tell you.
Do you know that you've ever eaten a mushroom? You're French, you must have. You know they're a mold too.
I know nothing of the sort.
I bet you've eaten a frog in your time. Do you know they're 90% mold as well?
Like, yes, they're a delicacy. That's different.
That's because the mold's good mold.
Da-
This mold. Good mold.
Can
Good
we...
mold, there's bad mold. Bad mold tends to try to kill you. Good mold makes things gold or tastes quite good.
A very nice cheese, I suppose.
It does make some good cheese, aye. It's very strange to have cheese. They call it vegan cheese. It's made out of mushrooms and stuff.
Oh, like those giant mushroom people?
Aye, they don't taste too good, but you don't tend to eat them. Also, they're not people.
They're more people than they're not people.
No, they're definitely not people. The ability to speak doesn't make you a person.
The mushrooms of the people.
No, they're not.
Why
If
are
they
we
are,
talking about this here? That's
Yes,
annoying.
yes. Let's go out into the open air, please. I don't...
alright, and I keep explaining that how good fungus and mushrooms are to Loon. And about the good and the bad fungus.
Okay. You do so as you guys make your way back up the stairs. You enter back into the large, like, fermenting room, and notice your captive, currently still bound, who appears to be conscious and struggling against his bindings, who is kind of like shimmying about, and then the cat sees you all come in, and then kind of like stops a little.
I look at him, I look at Loon and go, now Loon, have you ever had a spicy mushroom? I'm telling you, they're fucking exquisite.
I don't know. How would that even work?
Do you have spice in wherever the hell you're from?
No, we think it
Probably be
dampens the
poison.
taste.
What you do is you ingest poison. But it tastes very nice.
Can I...
But
Can, while this is happening, can I can I fucking patch his squat next to this guy? And just like, do you understand what I am saying?
He like looks up at you, and you see like there's like venom in his eyes, you know, like just like a burning kind of like hatred.
If you do not say
He
anything,
doesn't seem to respond.
I am going to hit you in the next 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I move my hand up. I move my hand up like this. Does he flinch?
Yeah. He's like kind of like about to, and then he just spits at you.
I go up to him and say, "Forgive my friend here, but how are you feeling?
He like looks at you, doesn't say anything.
Do you not understand what I'm saying?"
I think he understands enough.
Keeps looking at you, and then he begins. He says like something in a language none of you know, which has been identified as Sylvan. Yeah. Not really sure what he says.
He
Sounds
speaks
very
that,
guttural though.
he speaks that Ponzi elf language. You fucking wouldn't understand that shit.
Not Elven.
Switch to Elvish and I ask
English,
him
I suppose.
again, "How are you feeling now?"
Aye, it's like better Elven.
Kind of like looks at
Elven's
you.
the bastardized version
Like-
of this language.
You love shitting on my heritage.
Should I roll
I'm
for
It's
also-
like, it's like the sounds are a little familiar to him, but he still doesn't understand.
Okay. Let's try this one more time.
Just still English.
Yeah. Are you okay?
He begins just speaking in Sylvan and seems to almost go into like a rant or a tirade where he just keeps like going and going and like looking at each of you and like yelling things and not really sure what he's saying though.
Are we keeping this guy, or can I just?
I think if we bring him back to the winery, then he may be able to.
We're in the winery.
No, I mean to the winemakers. If we bring him back to the winemakers,
Why
they
don't
may.
we bring him there? They can come here.
This is a lot of dead weight to carry around, Fergus.
It seems cruel to me to kill a man that's tied up.
Well,
If
let
we
him stand
untie
up
him,
then.
he's definitely going to try to kill us. And if we let him go, he's definitely going to try to
So
kill us.
there
and
is
he's
a
definitely going to come back
there
here
is
and kill everybody
there
here,
is a third option.
which is
There has to be someone in this land that can speak this language other than him. Yes, perhaps
we
someone.
want to carry this arsehole around with us until we find some random elf who speaks Sylvan.
He can walk, and I am saying we take him back and
He's
reprimand
not going
him.
to follow us. You'll have to drag. Look at him. He's ranting at you right now. That's pure
He's still
hate.
going.
We can remand him within the Baron's custody.
You think that's wise?
Why not?
What are they gonna do?
I thought the Baron was perfectly happy. I thought he was a perfectly nice man. That's what you said.
I'm not worried about what the Baron's gonna do to him. I'm worried what he's gonna do to the Baron's guards.
Bree, there's probably nothing that can't be solved with a drink, so why don't you offer him a drink?
I ain't feeding that thing a drink.
Okay.
The only thing I'm feeding that thing's the head of my fucking maul. I've only stayed my hand because you want to talk to it. But that staff it's carrying is pure evil. And fuck if I'm letting this thing leave alive.
Can I please cast Detect Thoughts on this person?
Ooh.
Okay.
That's a description. Yeah. I've read novels shorter than that.
Okay. At a surface level, you get definite vibes of like anger, but a lot of fear as well. Yeah, anger, fear, and like I don't know how to describe this. Like a desire to escape. If that makes sense.
Can I tell if it's
If you want, you
trying
can,
to
like-
escape from us or from something else?
You don't know,
Okay.
but you can probe deeper if you
Yeah,
want.
I'd like to probe deeper.
Okay, if you'd like to, he needs to make a save.
You can have a beer while you're mind tunneling this poor fucker.
Well,
Oh wow.
we gotta get through to him somehow.
Oh,
You
True. What's this? I'm fucking the Matrix. Reese has appeared twice.
Oh, wait, no, it's deception. Sorry.
Yeah. It's the same thing.
Same purpose.
You like probe into his minds. As you do, yeah, you get that like the anger and fear. Like you get the anger is like as you like delve. The anger isn't directed at you. You feel it being directed at like the winery and like the Martikovs. But you feel that the fear is from fear of you as a party.
Mm-hmm.
And you also get like there's this kind of like overwhelming thought in the back of his head that's like all he's kind of thinking about is you get these visions of like something about a giant tree. And something that seems a bit like ritualistic in nature. Like that's just like ever present on his mind.
I relay all this information.
Oh, and as you like sort of come up with finish all this, he like looks dead at you and begins just yelling at you.
Can I tell what that is about?
You know what it's about, but you know that he knows what you just did.
Oh, that's fine. I don't care.
He begins like yelling and like spitting and cursing at you.
Okay. I relay all this information to these guys, and also
Right.
say. So why would this guy have beef with the people who own the winery?
Well-
It's got something to do with his weird religious tree or something, but sure.
That seems about right. It's these people are savages, therefore they're not.
It's not that they're savages. They're more just far too
No,
aggressive.
they're
about
savages.
Yes, they haven't made roofs yet. Yes,
You don't know that.
they don't seem to like this one.
I'm not sure having a roof counts as not being a savage, but he's definitely a savage. Look, he's fucking frothing at the mouth and everything.
Literally is.
You trying to tell me that's not a savage looking?
Is there anything you would like to ask or
Savage
find out
relative.
that I can specifically try to get out of him?
What is he hit the Martikovs? I guess that's like the only thing I can think of. Did they burn down his tree or something? Or is it up his fancy freaking evil rituals or whatever?
We don't speak his language and we're kind of stuck, so I'm just going to mention the name of this family because that's the only word that he'll probably recognize.
Okay.
Okay.
You say like Martikovs, and as you do, like you can feel his like mind kind of alter a little bit. And you feel that like the anger kind of comes to the forefront of his mind. This like proper like hatred, and then you get this like it's like tinged with jealousy.
Okay. Why is this guy jealous?
Gotta be jealous of the winery.
That is a possibility.
Well, it's a quite nice place, I'll be honest.
But that can't be enough to cause all this, whatever they've done to this place.
I mean, why does anybody attack anybody because they want their stuff?
That is true.
This
Why
guy
do
is
these
so
people attack
scared
the
for his...
Martikovs?
This guy is so scared for his life. I can't see him trying to do something this big on his
Imagine
own.
he's scared for his life because he knows he's probably about to die.
What's this about a bit large tree?
Oh my
Large
god.
tree, isn't it? Some elven bullshit.
I'm gonna try my best to use this elvish word for tree. Does he pick up on it? Does it by any chance sound anything like the Sylvan word for tree?
Say sacred tree, maybe that's it.
It sounds close enough.
Okay, what does he say?
But as you said, it's that kind of like anger and the jealousy of the Martikovs kind of like fades a great deal as his mind begins thinking of this tree. And you get a very clear image of it, of this this like huge tree, of like a black bark, but like no leaves or vegetation, just as like almost like oak tree like in terms of shape, but no leaves or anything, and it's like black wood that reminds you a lot of the staff that was previously broken.
Okay. If I have a notebook and pencil, I would like to note this down, like draw it out as I
Okay.
see it.
Yeah. I'd say you're well, you definitely have like pen and ink on
Yeah.
you.
If that's
And then I show it to Bree.
Okay, so that big evil tree then, and I'll raise them all to smash his head in. Right, that's that.
hold on. You may be able to lead us to it.
What? It's a giant black and red tree.
Yes,
How
it
are
is.
we gonna miss it?
Do you know what direction it's in?
Young boys ran that way. It's probably that way.
That's a good
Maybe we
point.
could get him to take us to it. I'll ask him.
I don't trust him to do it, but sure.
So I pointed at him and I asked,
I'd say by now it's probably been a minute, so the spell is probably
wearing off.
Understandable.
about to come to an end.
Okay. Should I recast it? Is there more to ask this guy?
I mean, depends. It's up to you. I have nothing more to say to him. He's good. He's obviously some
The language barrier
evil
is
fucking
difficult
mage
to
with his
overcome.
evil
Huh?
staff
The
and
language
his
barrier
evil
is
tree.
difficult to overcome.
Okay. Okay, I'll just stop,
Can-
I guess.
can I-
Yeah, you let the spell fade, and you no longer get a sense of his emotional state.
Yeah.
But
How does
he's still yelling from them at you specifically.
Yeah, better.
Can I hold up the image of the tree, please, that Len's just drawn?
Yeah, you do so. That seems to rile him up even more as he begins shouting and trying to like get to his feet.
Push him, hold him down.
Okay, you hold him down.
I would like to say 2 words in Elvish and see if he is able to respond to one or the other. Friend or foe?
Made it up.
What the fuck are you cunts saying? Fucking elven language.
Friend or foe? For all we know, this thing could be imprisoning them.
As is this like while holding the picture of the tree?
Yes.
Are you like?
I'm trying to ask him whether or not this tree is his friend or if this tree is his enemy.
Okay, now I get you. Sorry. Okay.
But the fact that you couldn't get that and I speak the same language as you makes it.
Highly doubtful.
I'm tapping it as well. I'm tapping it.
No, so yeah, I wasn't sure if you're still holding the tree. So
Oh yes, I'm still holding the
like, while
tree.
you're just asking him like friend or foe.
Yes.
Okay, no. If you're like literally like holding this tree and being like friend or foe,
Yeah.
he like kind of like stops for a second and like looks at you. He says like a single word in Sylvan.
Mm-hmm.
Roll me a just flat intelligence check.
Flat intelligence. Oh boy.
Yeah.
So that's a 1d20 plus 2 then. Wonderful. Just roll a d20 and add 2 to it.
He says this word,
Mhm.
and you don't know Sylvan, but this word just springs to your mind. You know this word. Like, you know how you just know like a word or two out of a
Yeah.
language kind of thing.
Or you can kind of insinuate the fact that it's positive or negative. It's Kiki
Yeah,
or it's
he
Ulu.
says the word God. The Sylvan for God.
Oh fuck. Okay.
As he then begins laughing.
What did he say, Fergus?
But
I turn to Bree and I nod.
Oh,
Yeah.
tickle the other one's back.
and I fucking smash his head into the wall like somebody smashing a melon against it.
That's
Arena turns away as you do.
It's not pleasant.
It's their fucking god.
You smash his head.
Well then,
Very good.
it seems I was right after all.
Indeed you were. It's always safe to be sure.
What did he say?
It's their fucking god.
Okay.
Anything that can do that to a small winery like this at such a far distance means it could spread. And that would be
Spreads in
worse.
fucking steps.
Indeed, and we have to cut
Believe
that
you
off at
wanted
the
to use
source.
that thing.
I was hoping to be able to stop the blights, but you were able to do it much faster, which I have commended you for, and will again. That was very quick thinking.
If you had listened to Len, I'm sure she told you.
That is true as well. Shall we go and find this thing then? After we talk to the Vinters?
Well, let's talk to the Vinters first. Sleep, because I'm fucking tired.
Fair.
Have a bite to eat.
Understandable.
And then probably we should take the wine back to
Indeed.
town.
That sounds good.
Make good no promise there, and then this fucking big tree ain't going anywhere. You know.
Good idea.
Understandable.
Better to be the bringers of especially good news rather than just good news. Yeah.
True. Alrighty. Let's go and talk to the Vinters.
Okay. So, all of you go, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm happy with that.
Okay. You all make your way back through the vineyard towards where you were roughly towards you were guided by the young woman called Muriel. You make your way there. As you pass through the vineyard, you see like a lot of like clumps and piles of the dead, like little twig blights, just lying like everywhere. You're walking through, there definitely were hundreds of them. Yeah, you make your way, and it takes about like 10-15 minutes to get through the vineyard to the edge of the forest. As you're approaching, you see Muriel like step out of the underbrush and kind of like gives a wave.
Right there.
As you get closer, she kind of like approaches and she's like, "Oh well, he must have been successful. I saw a bunch of those little twig fuckers. They all just fell to the grounds."
Indeed.
Oh, aye, it's all been dealt with now. Needs a bit of cleaning up though.
Oh, cool. Don't worry about that. Just well, here I'll take you back to the rest of them, and you can give them the good news.
That sounds good.
Sounds good. Should we bring a shipment of wine with us? The one that they're expecting?
No, the back to the Vinters. The ones further in the
Oh.
forest.
Oh, sorry.
She's
Right.
not going to escort you back to Valak.
Yeah, no, that's right.
Just
Sorry.
leave
Yeah,
them
brain.
sitting in the fucking woods
Yeah.
like, are they done yet?
Yeah, brain. Sorry.
Like Skyrim, where you come back to the fucking quest NPC in the first village, and he's like, "You've done the quest."
Yeah.
They're like, oh, brave heroes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
You
Change
the
you
gold
back,
dragon after killing the fucking main boss.
She leads you back maybe like barely 10 minutes to get back to that little clearing where you find the rest of the Martikovs. There's, I don't even know, there's like 7 or something, 8 or so. All this little clearing. There's still like a few ravens perched above Lewin that you look at. Unless you enter the clearing, and Adrian kind of approaches presumably they're kind of like the oldest son of the old man. He kind of walks up and, well, I'm hoping that seeing you here means you were successful.
Indeed.
Aye, well, if you weren't seeing us at all, then that probably meant we weren't. So, aye, it's good news.
That's what I'm hedging my bets on.
Your place needs a bit of cleaning up. Plenty of twigs about it now, but
Don't worry about that. We can take care of that.
she seems clear. These things might be back though. They seem to have a bit of vendetta against you.
You kind of like, you see him like he kind of like shares a look with the old man. It's like his father. Kind of like glances at each other, and he looks back at you. And, Aye, that they seem to. Well, here you're saying is, you have essentially saved our home, our business, our livelihoods. Please, you're welcome to stay the night, and we'll prepare you some dinner as well. It's probably about like 3 p.m. at the moment.
I'd be most grateful for that.
Of course, you're welcome anytime.
Oh, thank you very much. That's kind of you.
No.
As they all like you see everybody starts to kind of like is packing up what little belongings they have and getting ready to head back to the winery. If anybody wants to say anything in particular, you can, or you just make generic small talk as you all make your way back.
Would I be able to like sidle up to Adrian? Was it? Yeah, was the name of the old man? Yes.
So so Davian is the old man.
Yep, Davian was the other one. Sorry.
There's Adrian, who's the one who spoke to you the most. Who's like the oldest son.
Yeah.
Claimed to be brother of Erwin. And there's a younger brother called Elvir. Who's like pretty young. He's like mid 20s. There's the daughter of the old man called Stefania, who all 4 children here belong to, and her husband Dag.
Could we have?
There's also then Muriel, the young woman.
Could we get a list, because I will misspell every single one of those.
Well, sorry. So the oldest son, that was Adrian, was it?
Yes.
Grand. Yes. Would I possibly be able to sidle up beside him as we're walking along, just utter a few words into him? We are looking for work, and we can't be sure that these things will be coming back. If you want, give us some more information. We might be able to help a bit more. If you want.
I'm gonna have you repeat all that in a second, Sean, once I finish typing his name.
Yes,
Sorry, I was thinking.
No, it's cool. Sorry.
Stefania has the name of 4 children.
No.
Stefania 1, Stefania 2, Stefania 3.
Stefania 1, Stefania 2, Stefania 3, Stefania 4.
I also have something I would like to do before anybody else gets back to the fucking inn, or gets back to the winery, if you don't mind.
You as Nathan or Fergus?
Fergus. Fergus just realised something and he wants to get back to the winery as quickly as possible.
Oh no.
Huh? And it's something I'm pretty sure we should do.
There. That's the kids.
Claudio. Martin,
Yeah.
Rigo, Yolan.
Davian, the old man, Adrian, Stefania, and Elvir are all siblings and children of Davian. Dag and Muriel are... Well, Muriel just seems to be like a person who's like not of the family, but is with them. Dag is the husband of Stefania, and then the 4 kids are Claudio, Martin, Vigo, and Yolanda.
Jesus Christ, you can remember all this shit.
So, sorry, Sean, you want to sidle up to Adrian as you're making your way?
Yes. So basically, just want to sidle up alongside him as we're walking, as nonchalantly as I possibly can. Just moving between the groups, basically. And just just quietly say to him, Adrian, I'm not going to pry too much, but my group and I, we are always looking for work. If you want, point us in the right direction. We might be able to help a bit more with your problem. Maybe make sure these.
You seem like not quite sizing you up, but definitely is kind of giving you a long hard look as he kind of brings a hand and begins rubbing the stubble he has.
Okay.
I know that you mentioned it. There may be some work that we'd be happy to pay you for.
Alright.
Let me speak it over with my father, and maybe tomorrow I'll have something to give you.
I'll inform my compatriots. You get back to me in your own due time.
Of course, no worries.
Thank you very much. Alright, so just after a little while, just make it back to the group and just sort of lean over to Bray and just Adrian says he might have some work for us. He'll tell us tomorrow.
Okay.
Yep.
Alright, okay.
Nathan,
sounds
say
good.
you something?
Yes, I would like to get back to the winery. I excuse myself from the group and head back there. Quickly.
Oh, like ahead of everybody, get there before
Yes,
everybody.
I want to get there before
Runs
everybody else.
away.
Naruto
Yes,
runs to the forest.
I'm going to do a light jog back.
Okay,
Okay.
you
I'm-
do so.
Yes, I'm going to,
Nobody from the Markovs like questions that they just
Yeah.
like okay.
and I'm going to find the body that we just of the guy that we just brained,
Oh yeah.
and I'm going to untie him, please,
Oh yeah.
because that's a bad look, right? That's not a great look to have.
You know what? Fair. That's the that is the wisest thing I ever.
Maybe for you non-paladins.
Yeah, but like it's still not. He's tied up. You know what I
He's an
mean?
evil wizard with a staff that bleeds.
Yeah, but you tell these white guys this. You tell he's like, don't worry. He had an evil staff when he was tied up.
He also just
no.
took people out of their house and attempted to murder them all.
But right, I can't. Right.
Let him do it. Let him do
So
it.
right,
It's-
just
oh, yeah.
roleplay with me. A man just breaks into your house with a gun. You go outside. You run outside. You call the police. The cops break in and catch the guy. And you come in 10 minutes later, and he's tied up, and his head is gone.
I'd give them a tip.
Yeah, but like. You'd be shaken up. You'd be shaken up.
I would, because I
I
just
mean,
got robbed.
I'd be more shaken up at seeing the brained-in corpse, not the fact he's tied up.
Which
The
is
fact
why
that
I'm,
his head slashed in is what would make me go into shock.
yeah,
Not
which
the
is
tied up
which is
part.
why I
wouldn't give a
will.
fuck about him being tied up.
Which is why I'm also going to see if I can find any tarpaulins or like pieces. I'm talking like bits of cloth or whatever that are like used to cover furniture or whatever, something like that, and try to cover the bodies up,
Yeah.
just for a bit of decency, because there are children that are coming back here as well. Remember,
I mean, these things weren't people, so I don't know.
these two things were
Like,
very
the humans-
specifically people.
Nah.
Okay, you have a quick look around. The first place you check is the where the wagon is. You think to yourself, oh, maybe they have some sort of like tarp or covering for the wagon that for when it rains. And you're correct. You do find a large like tarp that would cover the wagon in the crane room.
Mm-hmm.
Aside from that, though, you only find that.
How many bodies are there again? Three human bodies.
3 human bodies. Yes.
Can I just fucking quickly pull them out the back door? Just leave them round back. So at least it looks like we fucking made an attempt, you know?
I like the idea that we come back as he's dragging one of them out.
The brained-in corpse leaving like a blood smear trail.
And then I would like to use prestidigitation to clean the floor.
Okay, I'd say you could do all of that, given that you jogged back. Yeah, you can do all of that. You lay all 3 bodies out the back, cover them in the big tarp, and then head back in, quick prez, clean up any blood. Yeah, that's pretty good. All that's left is just the piles of like branches and twigs and vines from
I'm
all
not
the lights that you
fucking.
killed.
I'm not cleaning that shit up. Fuck that shit.
No, I'm just saying that's all that's left.
Oh
A
yeah.
bit of shadowed skull. Just
It's just I just picked that bit up and I'm like,
As you you finish up and you're kind of like hands on hips looking around, like, yeah, I did a good job. As like the door opens and the rest of them enter in the winery.
okay, it's
Yeah.
fine.
Why are you so breathless?
Oh.
I
Sidle
was just doing a little cleaning up.
Look in. You're so closer.
that's really kind of you. I'm sure that people here will appreciate that.
Good job, Fergus.
Mr. Davian.
Yeah, you trust the old man, kind of like his like kind of staff. He's like holding. Hi.
I would just like to let you know there are 3 bodies out back. I've put them underneath a tarp. Though you may want to have a couple of your sons take care of them, bury them in the woods, perhaps.
That's a good idea, though. I imagine just leaving for the crows would be better. But Adrian, Elvia, there's a couple of bodies out back. If you want to take care of that.
I don't mean to interrupt, but I would suggest burning them just to make sure they didn't come back.
I'm alright with that. Just skin off my teeth. Adrian, Elvia, go burn them.
All right.
The son's kind of like nods, and they head outside while the young woman, or well, not young, I suppose. Stefania, the mother, she like leads her kids and kind of stays down. Davian kind of like slowly following behind, and as Davian's kind of like heading up the stairs towards the fermentation area, he turns back to his own. Here, one of yous or all yous, man with me, get you a wee monetary reward for your services.
Oh,
he begins heading up the stairs.
Len, would you like to?
No, you go ahead, it's fine.
I'll go.
What?
Oh.
What?
Okay, so Lewin follows.
I'm going.
Who's gonna collect money, right? Lewin.
We got money as Raleigh is, so like.
He can collect money. I've got questions for the old bugger.
Let's all go, because I've never seen Barovian currency, so let's go find out what it looks like.
That's a good point.
It's true, actually. I didn't even know they used money here.
I suppose we're all heading up then.
I suppose you've just been using the gold you came with, yeah. So
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
oh fuck.
I mean, it would be nice to know why this man's under attack by evil cultists.
It's just our gold again. It's just been in circulation.
That's all they've got.
yeah, nonetheless, you follow him up, and he heads towards the dining room. Once he gets to there, he kind of like turns to you and just wait here a wee minute, as he heads into Fergus would know as the master bedroom. Goes in there, hear him rummaging around a little bit. You hear the clink of coins as he comes back out with like a decent size, like decent handful, little sack. He sets it on the dining room table. That's give or take 100 gold or so. Hope that's satisfactory reward.
That's very kind of you.
Of course.
Of course.
I just whispered to Bree and Barbish. What are we supposed to do with this money?
Money can be exchanged for goods and services.
Buy the rooms to stay, buy some more equipment, whatever we want, really.
We'll get to that.
Yes.
But first, you seemed a bit shaky on it earlier, Davian. Why are you under attack by evil cultists?
I don't really know.
And if you don't mind, I cast Zone of Truth.
Oh.
Okay.
I don't rightly know.
I don't rightly care to explain.
Okay.
Press that button to move it.
Zone of Truth's pretty. It's like. Is the individual aware?
I believe they have to make a saving throw. So I
creature
think
enters the spell's area for the first time or starts its turn, there must make a charisma saving throw. On a failed save, the creature can't speak a deliberate lie.
Oh.
You know whether the creature succeeds or fails. The effective
Oh,
creature
you
is
get
a well of
to
the
fail,
spell
okay.
and that can avoid answering questions, which would normally respond to with a lie.
Does it look like anything?
oh yeah.
Does it look like the big Elden Ring fucking holy magic cast circle?
Oh,
Yeah, only the runes are less like Celtic and more dwarven.
nice.
On the ground.
So it's a square instead.
Yeah.
It's more like a pentagram.
Nice.
Okay. What's the DC?
13, oh no, it's gone up. 14. Yeah.
Why do I always forget this? If he gets a 14, does he pass or fail?
That's up to you.
Yeah.
Because if we...
Like for
Currently-
players, it's like you hit the.
Currently you're rolling that if we hit armor class, then it hits. So if somebody rolls a 16 and my AC is a 16, I get hit. Likewise for the enemy. I don't know if you're doing the same with DC or not.
Yeah.
I don't know either.
Up to you if you want to
It's
roll
up
it
to
as
you.
they have to
Up to you.
exceed it or hit it.
As long
You know what?
as
It's more
long as you
interesting
remember.
if he fails, so I'm gonna say he fails.
Yeah.
Love it.
Nice.
Okay. So you cast that as you ask the question, why being attacked by cultists?
Mhm.
And he is aware he cannot lie.
He's aware he is under the effective zone of truth, and I know he has failed to say it, but I know he cannot lie.
Okay.
I would enter it carefully, friend. Assume no wrongdoing on your part, however, I would like to know.
Kind of like looks at you. Yeah. So okay, he looks at you. You see, there's like a lot of anger on his face as how would he answer? Fuck.
Take your time.
So he can't lie.
He can't lie. He can skirt the truth, as long as he doesn't say any lies. He can be evasive, but
Okay, he just can't lie.
he
Okay.
can't outright lie. He can't deliberately tell me something that's not the
A
truth.
falsehood. Yeah.
He can't tell me a falsehood.
Okay.
He cannot answer, but that's a lie by omission. And so I know he's like not telling me shit.
Okay. He doesn't answer for like a second,
Mm-hmm.
and then he kind of like he like does that for a second as like this happens, the spell happens, and then what the bloody hell are you doing?
What do you mean? I just had to fight a vineyard full of an army of tree spirits, led by an evil wizard who had a black staff that bled. I think I have a right to know what I'm walking into.
And it does appear that
I've gotten myself involved in by fighting these things.
And it does appear that you are aware of these cultists and did not deign to tell us of them beforehand, which
And
means
not only that, you've not answered my question, which means you have a reason why these things hate you and have attacked you. So now you tell me now and you come out with the truth, but you keep hiding the lie. And I know anyway. And I will break your kneecaps.
Let's not be too hasty here. We work for you.
What?
Yeah.
No, we don't.
We have taken his coin. We are in his service, and we also wish to see these.
No, that's not. No, Ferris.
Bree,
He
Bree,
paid us for his service.
I am winking at you so fucking hard right now.
Yeah, I know. She's ignoring it.
She's
ignoring it. She doesn't care.
Fucking paladins.
She doesn't care.
We wish to see these creatures destroyed as well, do we not, Bree?
That's true.
And therefore, your cooperation will mean that we can do this faster.
Perhaps.
Are we also in the zone of truth?
Yes.
Fuck. Okay.
But you don't have to roll, I assume.
It's your choice, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you can choose when you make it.
No.
I think.
No.
Wait, this creature enters the spell's area.
It's everybody.
It's everybody.
So if you want to lie, you have to roll.
I'm rolling.
Everyone's telling the truth.
I can't lie, so
Charisma?
I don't have to roll.
What is it? A
Charisma saving throw.
Charisma saving throw. Fuck.
Hello.
You have to beat 14.
I don't care what you did. Listen, I don't care what you did to cause these things to attack you. This is your property, and therefore you can do what you like with it.
This is only if you resist.
I'm resisting, and I have failed.
Well, if you don't resist, you don't have to roll. You just you just know you have to tell the truth.
Yeah, I say that.
He looks at you, Bree.
Mm-hmm.
It's akin to a family feud that goes back generations. Though in all my time, this is the first they have outright attacked us.
Alright. So what do you know about this feud then? I asked you why, and you obviously know why. It's because of a feud, but you've not told me what the feud's about.
They claim we stole something.
There we go.
And that thing would be... Why
At that
that?
point, he does not answer.
What do you have to hide? Some of the wrongdoing done in the past by people who weren't your
Absolutely
wrong
not. We have done nothing wrong.
Then why are you lying to me? What do you have to hide?
Firstborn daughter?
For the safety of my family, it will be kept secret.
Safety from who? Safety from them? Or safety from others who may wish to take it? Or safety from us when I find out what you've been doing?
Safety from Strahd.
Ah,
I see.
now that suddenly becomes slightly more understandable.
Mm,
Wait, what does 3 people have to do with the devil?
They worship him. Think he's a deity.
I see.
So this thing you've taken from them, or your family's taken from them,
We didn't take anything. We were given a gift.
from a wizard, perhaps?
No.
No?
From the fanes of Barovia.
Something to use against Strahd?
Huh.
It was given us before Strahd came.
That didn't answer my question.
This is some form of weapon, I take it. Something that can assist in the destruction. No.
It is not a weapon.
Then
What is it?
I cannot tell you. Or we will not, because it's still the truth.
he refuses to.
I
Yes.
will not tell you.
But there's definitely something that Strahd wants. Or there's some sort of a threat to him. You
Does
have-
this apply to thinking as well? The
Question.
zone of
Just to
no.
speak.
Yeah, just speaking.
Can't speak a deliberate lie.
Can I cast a precautionary detect thoughts on this man as well?
You may.
To back up.
We're gonna double interrogate
you
this
don't
cunt.
have- Yeah.
Okay. Okay, at a surface level, you just get a lot of,
Deceit.
actually, no, you get no deceit, really. You get, like... There's like an anger, but like... What's the word for, not strong anger, but just like a...
Disdain.
Like pissed off, kinda...
Like contempt?
Yeah,
Disdain.
What?
He's disdainful to us.
disdain, maybe, yeah. Like, he's not, he's like...
He's
it's
not
like
happy
full-blown,
with
like,
us.
anger, but he's pretty annoyed. He's like he's pretty pissed off.
I
So
know.
he is. At a surface level, you get that.
He doesn't like that he's been forced into the situation.
Yeah.
He does not. Sorry, what was the last thing you asked him? He said, "I will not tell you."
That wasn't me that
This
asked.
relic. It's something that Strahd wants, or there's something that he fears at least, for you to hide it so well.
It is something that should Strahd discover my family is in possession of, he would waste no time in killing every single one of us. The only reason we live is he doesn't know.
Why do you keep wanting to hand it over to somebody who could ferry it away to a secret place?
It's not a thing.
It's knowledge.
It's in us.
Oh?
Do they have something tattooed on their heads or something, like rush hour?
Not that you notice.
Did
What do you mean?
I will say no more about the subject.
Can I drill this person's mind?
can
Are
I-
they thinking about it?
right?
Might I just suggest something? Based on what is happening right now with all of these blights, who they don't even know that you have the subject, and yet they made you flee the vineyard.
Oh,
Do
they
you
must.
really
That's why you said they're attacking.
Let me
It's
just, you try to delve deeper, and you just come up against like a mental block.
But they weren't for
See, like, resist you.
Strahd.
it's not an object, but it's something that can assist in the defeating of Strahd. Can I attempt to put two and two together, Reese? Due to the fact that I am from an aristocratic family.
What?
Okay.
That's a reason to put two and two together?
Yes.
Might be.
No, it's a reason for him to try. I put two and two together.
So, what is your noble name then? I take it that's what it is, isn't it? Blood. Blood purer than Strahd's. From a noble lineage from his homeland. Someone that could usurp this place.
He kind of like looks at you and just doesn't say anything.
I smile.
So hold on. So you're being attacked because these evil cultists know about this.
Kind of like looks back at you, Bray. Aye.
Yes. So how come they haven't told Strahd?
They worship Strahd. I don't believe that he pays any attention to them.
That's fair.
Understandable. Alright. I'm happy enough. Now, dispel it. Very well. You're only appearing the artist Strahd. It's no problem to get a story.
If there's one group of people I like in here, it's the people that are against Strahd.
Well, perhaps.
Well, Van Richten was against Strahd.
And I certainly don't like him.
Hmm. Well,
The Baron is a little bit unusual.
Anyway, thank you for
As,
your time and your honesty.
Sorry, dear?
Open this.
As you finish, like, he kind of like
nod.
just like looks at you
Thank you, my darling.
and like doesn't say anything for a second, and then he just, if you'll excuse me, and then he just walks out of the dining room.
You're excused.
I don't have my mug. Thank you, dear.
Bree,
He just
I,
leaves.
I'm not questioning your methods, and I think that was a good call, but warn us first, maybe?
Aye, my bad. I'll do that next time.
Thank you.
Well,
I mean, I'm not judging. Worked, and it was a good idea. Very
It
good idea,
it
actually.
just seemed a bit shifty about the whole
Eh,
thing.
no,
from
no, no.
apparent reason,
You're absolutely, you're absolutely right. And everything I did, you were proven right. But, you know, just a little warning. Just so we can back you up. Also, I saw the winking. I'm surprised he didn't notice the winking, Fergus.
Somebody just winked at me. Probably trying to fucking say some doublespeak bullshit.
someday.
Why don't you just speak honestly? Honestly. Fucking weird.
Duplicity.
Easier.
Duplicity is the language of both the thief and the lord. Anyway,
Well, maybe for human lords.
indeed.
Oh,
All
How
right.
do you know we dwarves hold ours to a higher standard.
So, shall we go?
Go where? We're having dinner here.
Yes,
Well,
downstairs.
at least you lot are. I don't think I'm invited anymore. So
You're
I'll go cook myself
You're
some
sitting in
dinner.
the dining room, Sean.
Oh, sorry. Thought we were out of it. Sorry. I thought we were out of it, and that's where we're having our conversation. We were having this conversation.
No, like, in my head, this whole conversation's been in the dining room.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, this is where he paid us the money.
Sorry.
I'm gonna
I thought it was in the master bedroom where you were streaming.
Go,
So sorry.
I'll go and camp out in the vineyard. Hedgebone tent.
Sorry.
Okay.
That's fine.
So, do you get out now, Bree?
Oh, yeah.
Do you like get out now? Okay. What's everybody else do?
I'll just head out with Bree.
Okay.
You're free to stay and enjoy the dinner if you want and get your next job off them, but
I drilled this man's head. I don't think I'm allowed to.
does he know?
Hmm?
Did he find out?
I think he did. He rolled some things.
He looked at you as you were doing it.
Okay.
Pretty sure he knows.
He knows, so yeah.
Probably easier than not going to dinner with him. Might be a bit awkward.
Yes, I think we're going to have to sleep quite lightly tonight, to be honest.
What do you mean?
After what he's told us today. What his family must have done to keep this secret so this long.
If you're insinuating that they have been doing evil things in order to keep their secret,
I'm not insinuating that. I'm saying that it's a possibility.
I hope it's not, because you know what I'll do.
Indeed. Let's just enjoy the evening and then go apologize to this man tomorrow by killing this god tree and everyone that worships it.
Hold on, you want to kill a god?
This tree that thinks it's a god, yes.
I will actually point out, Fergus, that the tree that they worship is probably just Strahd and their interpretation of him.
Well, no, it's probably the tree, because that wand, it did seem like it was a branch off a tree. But let's think about this. One of them branches summoned hundreds of minions and very much almost killed us all. How many of them branches do you think exist around the tree?
Huh.
And do you think we could kill them all and then kill the tree?
Whilst
Also, it's
that
really
is
worth-
true.
I'm all for killing the evil god. I just would want to wait until I don't die in the process. Well, actually, if I die in the process, that's probably fine. I'd like to succeed.
Fair.
A man once came to our kingdom and he came with some very interesting metaphors. One of them was that larger armies always win the day, but the smallest insect bite can kill a man. I'm thinking a more tactical approach.
I hop up and down. Shink, 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 shink,
Yes, that is why you would have to leave that behind.
shink. Not a chance. You think I'm daft?
All right.
This, I guess we can go scout it out. You can go have a look around, scout it out, see what's happening. And if you find a way that I can sneak in, that's fine. I make no promises, but
Indeed. Lewin, you can do a little bit of tracking, can't you?
I can. I know what I'm doing.
Then we can see if we can find where that man ran to last night and see if we can track him down.
That's good.
But in the morning.
I'll look
though.
around.
In the morning.
Mhm.
And so a plan has been hatched.
So, was this conversation before Bree leaves and goes outside, or is this did you all follow Bree out?
up to them.
I think if you're going out, we probably followed you out, right?
I was out with Bree anyway, so.
Okay, so as I say, you all headed out. As you head outside, you would see not too far from the house, but like a little bit of distance away. There's like what looks like the start of a fire has been lit, and you see like smoke rising from part of the vineyard, and smell of burnt flesh reaches your nostrils after a time. But, yeah, nonetheless, you have this conversation. Maybe 10-ish minutes later, Adrian would approach you all. As the body's taken care of, I think Stefani will have some food ready in about an hour or so. He's like to join us in the dining room. And of course, you're welcome to stay the night. One of the bedrooms has got 4 beds in it. You can stay there if you so wish.
That's very kind of you. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
We'll
that
be
would be
certain to
lovely.
come
Of
along and get
course.
some dinner.
Right, very good. And he
Thank you.
takes his leave.
Ah, I've been at more awkward family dinners than this one. It'll be fine.
All right.
Hey, it's a hot meal. And I ain't cooking it.
Yeah. Unless anybody wants to do anything, you kind of just take some time. Perhaps tend any wounds, mend some armor.
Yep.
Just general maintenance things. For an hour, and then sort of like smell what. Yeah, definitely.
Sorry, has it been a day?
Oh, this
do you
is
mean?
the
Like
this
a-
is the evening.
It's been like an
Take a
hour.
long rest.
Okay. Okay.
What?
I can't use arcane recovery, I think.
You could use it,
Because
but
I
I'd say you
wasted
don't
it at a
need to.
previous point for some reason.
Oh, you did already use it actually.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, you've
No,
already
no,
used
I
it.
not used it, I wasted it. There's a difference.
I think you wasted it.
It's okay.
You can't waste it.
Continue. You can waste it in the same way that you can waste inspiration, for example, you know?
No, you definitely can't.
Okay, let's continue.
So yeah, you do whatever for an hour, and then you can start. It's like maybe like by 5:30 or 6 or so. You start to smell what definitely smells like food is cooking. Run down one of the young children, maybe there's like the 16-year-old kid would kind of like poke his head out the door, like over to us all. And, dinner's ready.
Perfect. Thank you very much. I go get dinner.
Wonderful.
Yeah, he goes back in, make your way inside, make your way up to the dining room again, which is seems to be extra chairs have been like brought in as there's enough for like everybody to sit around. But you notice that like young guy Elvir and Dag both just like stand and eat because there's not enough room. But nonetheless, you're all seated and large spread is put in front of you of different foods. I'm always really bad with meals, so just whatever you want to pretend is there is there.
Lot of-
Fucking
lot of
wolf again, isn't it?
vegetables, potatoes, wolf.
Yeah, a lot of veg, and yeah, some wolf.
Very nice.
Yeah, it's standard. Yeah.
Yeah, standard. A very nice like home cooked meal. You know, everything like roasted and yeah, right. It's pretty good. Like a Sunday dinner, except like wolf meat.
Wolf.
Wolf.
So yeah,
Pleasant.
that's
Pleasant.
dinner
Stringy beef.
goes pretty well. It's very tasty. You also you can you maybe make some small talk with people. Davian doesn't really say anything, but given the general like almost merriment of everybody else, you get the impression that he's not told anybody about the conversation. He kind of just he sits quietly, eats his dinner. He if speaks when spoken to kind of thing. But yeah, he just quietly eats. As you guys are eating, you ask questions about like where each of you come from, like what do you do, how did you end up here, all those
Why are you so
those kind of
short?
questions you've been that sort of thing. Yeah, questions you're very used to by this point. People seeing strangers in Barovia. Yeah, so unless anybody wants to speak with someone in particular, you can just enjoy your meal and then retire for the evening.
No,
Sounds like
I'm
that
not.
is a yes.
I'm happy enough to enjoy my meal.
Yeah, same.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
would make light small talk with like, the kids or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
But don't get into anything.
You do so. Yeah, you've decent enough time. At one point, they maybe like halfway through the meal, the young guy Elvir like disappears. He comes back with a couple of bottles of wine. Begins like pouring wine for everybody, and anybody who likes can have a drink. Yeah, they top you up whenever you ask. So yeah. Then
Very good.
after some time, you are shown to one of the bedrooms, which has 2 bunk beds in it, so 4 beds, and you're shown up like. Imagine the young guy Elvir can be like, this is the room you can stay in. Sorry, there's only 4 beds and there's 5 years. I don't know what ways you want to work it out, but so that's the best we can do, I'm afraid.
Don't worry.
You're far too kind.
I'll sort myself.
Okay, well, good night. See you in the morning. We will make you some breakfast for tomorrow as well, don't worry.
Far too
Thank you very
kind.
much.
Thank you.
As he bids you good night, and he heads off to a different part of the winery. You can all head in with Irina, who's still here, of course.
Well,
So, yeah,
I leave the beds to you lot. I'll take the tent outside. See you in the morning.
See you in the morning.
In the morning, yes.
as you're like about to leave, Irina's like, "Oh, are you sure that I don't know. I could sleep outside if you."
No.
No. I'm the oldest. It's my responsibility.
It's like
Make
everyone.
sure,
kinda
all
like-
you
like,
make sure all you youngins
looks
are
at you.
taken care of.
And then like looks at Fergus, like, really?
How old are you, Fergus?
I'm in my 30s.
I got a decade on him at least.
Oh, you don't look it. But I suppose you're a dwarf, so I guess you age differently.
I got a couple of centuries. Don't you worry about me.
How old do you think
Like,
I was?
Wide-eyed a little bit. Like, she kind of looks over at Fergus and just ignores his question.
Fergus, you're at least like 45, mate. It's the hair. I swear.
It's the hair. You don't have any.
Yeah. You should take the hat off. You always have hat hair. It looks wild bad.
I don't touch the hat.
Oh well, I was being honest.
Alright.
Anyway, I can tell you more about dwarves if you want, Irina, but you know, I live a long time compared to some races, I guess.
That's really interesting. I can't imagine living that long.
I don't know what to tell you. Can't imagine not.
Fair enough. I'll see you in the morning then.
See you in the morning.
Good night.
So you head out. Therefore, you can all just take whatever bunk beds you want.
And she leaves, she calls down. I mean, Lewin's basically an elf, so like, you know, he fucking lives a while.
She kind of like looks at you. You're really an elf. I thought you were half elf.
I am half elf. The same thing to her.
Ah, I see.
Ah, I see. The racism.
It's called racism. Yay. I don't take any notice of it.
Yeah. So, yeah. You all take a bunk. Bree, you head outside.
Pitch my wee tent, like a
Pitch
wee
your wee
fire.
tents. Yeah.
I sit back for a while, and I'd like to cast Find Steed.
Okay. Very good.
Looking for a horse?
I get one.
Yeah.
That's one.
Ah, okay.
Sure. Yeah, you cast Find Steed. Reminder that the 2 wizards do not have familiars still, so if you'd like to cast Find Familiar, if you're able to, and then
Yes, I think
not
I
have
will
used
cast
spell
Find
tomorrow, you can do that.
Oh, you're an angel, my dear. Thank you very, very
You
much.
can get that as a ritual, can't you?
Huh?
You cast as a ritual if you don't have a spell slot.
Oh,
It's a ritual spell, right?
No, I don't think so.
it's not
Oh,
prepared.
you're safe.
I think it
Yeah,
was
that's a ritual, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's fine. You can cast as a
Even if
ritual.
it's not prepared?
Yeah, that's the whole point.
Oh.
Rituals still need to
Yes,
be
the-
prepared. They just don't use a spell slot.
No, rituals don't need to be
Are you
prepared.
sure? No, I thought they don't have to be prepared. That's like...
No, I thought you said they have to be
Rituals-
prepared. That's why it doesn't.
No, I've always worked it on the impression that ritual spells do not need to be prepared to be
Ritual spells
cast
do
if you
not
cast
need
it
to
as a
be
ritual.
Someone
Is
who
that how
knows-
it's like-
We'll just roll it like you're rolling it.
That's why I've told you it's been from the start.
Mm.
That's why basically all your ritual spells aren't prepared.
then that's how.
Yeah.
because you have to take time to do them.
Mm.
That's how I
Oh,
interpret
they
it.
have to have the spell prepared. Fuck. Or
Wow.
or on his or her list of spells known.
So what is the
Wait,
point of
or
that?
on the list of spells
Wait,
known? What?
yes,
Or
yes. So if it's
Oh,
on the
it's
list,
fine then.
so if it's on the list of spells known for like a wizard, wizards can cast it as a ritual. But if the cleric or druid hasn't picked it for the day, they can't cast it as a ritual. It means that a cleric or a druid can't just go through every single ritual spell that's on a fucking cleric or druid list.
right.
Oh, but yeah, but wizard can't.
Mm-hmm.
Because you
Because
got
that's like the whole
spell
thing
book.
with wizard is that
Sorry?
basically you can cast like
Yeah.
every spell.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's just
Yeah,
because you have
so-
a spell book and you're not given it by like divine.
Yeah, yeah. Because that's how I imagine it is that like preparing a spell is like memorizing it, but then casting as ritual, sitting with the book in front of you and cast it from the book. Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah.
So
So
yeah,
you're
so
not
you
like
can
a
cast it as
wizard.
a ritual. Yeah.
So how much
Not that it changes anything.
does
Just
that
when.
Not really.
cost?
Ooh, that's fine. It does have cost, doesn't it? Thanks to
Yes.
I think it's 10 gold to summon your familiar again.
Also,
Bless
did
you.
somebody pick up the bag of 100 gold left on the table? I
I
presume
said
someone
Fergus
did.
did immediately.
I don't even know if I would think to do so, but yeah, I'd probably grab it.
Okay, just somebody write
Yes,
it down.
yes.
Yeah.
Hmm. 10 gold, yes. Ah, goodness.
So you resummon your familiars.
Yes.
So I've written 100 gold onto
So-
the character sheet, and now I'll subtract 10, so it's now 90.
Okay. What do your familiars come back as?
Mine. What are the options? Same old.
Basically any small animal.
I think I'll keep it at falcon. No, what was
There's
it?
a hawk, yes.
Hawk. Yeah.
Okay, bring back as a sharp back as a hawk. What do you bring? Was it called Shadow?
Yes.
Yeah. What do
It's
you bring
a-
Shadow back as?
It's a blue tongue skink.
Nice.
It's a little lizard.
Still have the hole in it.
No, it doesn't have a hole in it.
Oh.
I mean, it's got
Okay.
one big
You
hole and
can-
it's his mouth and it goes blit, and it's got a big fucking blue tongue in it.
It's even more fucked up that you summoned the dog with a hole in it, but not the lizard.
Why?
I mean, imagine if you got summoned with a hole in you and then you didn't.
I get someone with a hole in me every day, but it's on the inside.
Why are you the way that you are?
what do you want from
Like,
me?
why do you choose to be the way that you are? Why?
Oh, you're talking about.
Okay.
It's tradition at this point.
Mm.
Yes, I got a little lizard now. Got a little lizard guy.
Okay. So, get your familiars back, and then you all head to sleep for the evening. Yeah, you've all a pretty decent sleep. Nothing goes bump in the night as it passes. You all get a long rest.
Wonderful.
Fantastic. I should take a pee right now.
Maybe
Sorry.
refill HP, get your spell slots back and whatnot.
Fantastic. Oh yes, Nathan is happy.
So yeah, I imagine Bree would probably be the first one to like wake up in the morning, given that she's outside. So how does Find Steed work? Does it just like
So-
reappear, like disappear or what? Or
It appears and then it just exists.
okay,
If I can send it away, but then I have to cast a spell to get it back. Otherwise, it acts like
Okay.
a normal horse, and I can choose what it is.
so
I can also
kind of
communicate.
like it's kind of like Find Familiar.
Yeah, only it's better.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. Yeah, basically, I cast it. It summons the steed. The steed then acts like it's a real animal. If
Okay.
it dies or if I send it away, I then have to cast a spell to get it back.
Okay, cool. What do you summon it as?
Giant ram.
Nice.
Very
So
cool.
like giant,
wow for it.
massive beard, disgusting,
No,
really gross looking frying pan.
no, no,
Okay,
no.
just checking.
No, like the ones from the Hobbit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. Got the fucking massive, ridiculously big fucking horns and shit.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Sounds good.
I'll find a stat block for it eventually.
Yeah, no worries. I don't think it'll come up too soon, hopefully.
Hopefully.
But yeah, you some Matt that just sort of chills with you all night, just sitting outside your tent.
Yep.
Yeah. That's how you wake up in the morning. You immerse in the tent, find your ram there. You gonna give it a name?
Let me think of a name other than Torrent, and then I will.
Okay, very good. So yeah, the rest of you, you wake up sometime. It's maybe about past 6, 7 a.m. or so. You begin to wake. Probably actually woken up by you think the sound of like banging of like pots and pans from the dining room area. As you wake up.
Wonderful.
So I thought you think you were about to say something when I was like waiting.
Oh, I'll be heading downstairs for breakfast, obviously.
Okay. Yeah. All awake and you head towards the dining room, and find Stefania there cooking. She's making like pancakes essentially. Toasting them on there's like a kiln in the corner. You walk in, she's like, "Oh, come in, sit down. I'll get these ready soon. Not too much longer." She's just like making these pancakes. Maybe about, I don't know. Bree, would you head in for breakfast as well? Yeah, or
Oh yeah, definitely.
yeah. Bree, come in maybe just like 5-10 minutes after you guys. You all find yourself sitting down. Stefania finishes cooking. She like brings over this like huge like plate, just like loads of pancakes. Get like just help yourselves. Got a wee bit of sugar there on the side if you want to sprinkle that on top. Not much else, I'm afraid, on the side of condiments. Bit difficult to get, but please enjoy. I'm just gonna
Thank you very
keep making
much.
some more. The rest goes back to the like kitcheny area and keeps like, cooking like some more. Yeah, you can all dig into some pancakes.
Yeah.
Wonderful, thank you.
Enjoy, yeah. That's maybe not long after you'd sat down. Adrian and Dag would walk in and bid you all good morning for sitting down at the table with you, and Stefania would bring over some more pancakes for them as well. And you just make some general small talk.
Indeed.
Adrian would probably so tell me what's on the agenda for you lot.
Well, probably going to be heading back to Valaki, jumping out the wine there.
He like looks at Dag. He's like, we are a bit late on that shipment day.
I think it's understandable. Question: have we missed the festival at this point? What's the rest of them?
I hope
Do
we
you
missed
believe
the
the festival is today?
Well, then that's good. We'll miss the festival.
Yeah. Yeah.
Indeed.
Pass me the tissue paper. Thank you.
Right.
So, what y'all say?
Yeah.
Should we gather our stuff? And,
Well, apart from that,
Like
we were thinking of going and killing a god. So, you know.
Ah,
kind of like looks at you a little like, I'm sorry, did I mishear? My God,
Well, do
no.
you know them things that attacked you the other day there, like yesterday?
Aye.
We gotta go fuck them up.
Well, I'll certainly be happy about that. Not gonna lie.
Hope so.
You sure it's not a little too dangerous though.
It probably is, but we'll send Fergus in first, and if he gets filled for hours, then we'll probably give it a miss for a wee while.
You know what they say, canary coal mine.
You'll be fine.
I don't, I'm sure. Alright, well, I wish you the best of luck with that.
Thank you.
They're, my God. Well,
Anything for a more peaceable kingdom.
there. Well, if you're looking for, what's it called? What's the word?
Supplies?
We know those forest folk that were gathering down at Yester Hill. So if you're looking for their god, it's probably a good place to start.
Yester Hill. Oh, interesting.
Aye, it's just about maybe 3 hours south of here. You just keep following the road past the winery.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yeah.
No worries. Careful though, it's a dangerous area. It's this big hill full of cairns and graves and whatnot.
It doesn't sound like the nicest place to be, but sure.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
These places usually aren't, so what can you do?
And as you're all speaking, the door center opens and Elvir is there, the younger son. He kind of standing looking a bit slightly wide-eyed, a little bit disheveled as he looks kind of partial straight at Adrian and Adrian, can I speak to you quickly? And Adrian kind of looks at him, stands up, kind of goes over and walks inside the dining room with him, closes the door. They hear their voices for a second, back and forth. It's hard to really kind of work out what they're saying. As the guy Dag, who hasn't really spoken much, kind of tries to just make some small talk to kind of not have it just be everybody's listening.
Yeah.
So, sure is cloudy today.
It's cloudy every day.
It's cloudy every day. Hey, it was cloudy yesterday too. I reckon it'll be cloudy tomorrow again. Just trying to make conversation, but he's not a very social person.
It's amazing how you can tell that. Are you some sort of fortune teller?
Well, some in the family do say that I do have a keen sense for the weather. He's here, in the corner, Stefania, kind of goes
Is that because the weather same every day?
Well, some days is a little cloudier than other days. Some days we have a bit of rain. Sometimes there's a wee bit of a storm front, and hey,
So
different shades of grey,
there you go.
one might say.
Not exactly wine growing country, is it?
No, certainly not. It's a wonder that we can get anything to grow here.
Especially needing to keep freezers in a wine.
As he's saying all this, door opens again, and Adrian walks in, looking a little shoulders slumped, looking a little dejected as he kind of comes in, and he kind of stands at the head of the table. He's kind of rubbing his hands a little bit as he keeps being about to say something and then just not. But he looks at you all. So it's recently come to our attention that the forest's folk have taken something from the winery. He kind of looks at Dag, looks at Stefania, looks at Elvir who's standing at the door.
It's lots of
And then
Fergus.
kind of he kind of sort of puts his hands on the table and
Come out with it,
As I'm
man.
sure you've seen, things don't grow very well in Barovia.
No.
And a long time ago, the presumably wizard, as it is named, who built this winery, they imbued these gems with a life-giving essence. And these gems were buried in the vineyards, and that's what makes the vineyards grow. We used to have 3 vintages of wine because we had 3 of these gems. One of them vanished about 10 years ago, and with that, we lost that vintage. Another one we lost about 2 months ago. And so we can no longer make the Red Dragon Crush, which is that's the more expensive wine you've been having in back in Balaki. So I left us with the Purple Grape Smash, which has just been discovered, has been dug up and taken either yesterday or the day before. So,
I see.
given that you are heading towards Yester Hill, I would be inclined to ask that you keep an eye out for this gem. Because without it, the vineyards will die.
I don't see why we can't.
Yes.
So you think it's these cultists that have taken this?
Well, it was there before they came, and they were here for a day and a half, nearly 2 days. I don't see who else it could have been.
Then they must have some kind of magical ability if they were able to detect it. Something more than just the staff.
Perhaps.
Well,
Well, if you happen to
we are heading in the way of
find it,
Mexico, so-
that'd be a lot off my mind.
Lifetime supply of wine.
If you just can recover that gem, I can guarantee you can have a lifetime supply of wine.
Magic words. I'm happy.
I think.
If we'd have lost this this building, that's pretty bad. But things can be rebuilt. But the vineyard will not grow without those gems.
I think there's some things you can offer us which are much more valuable than a lifetime supply of wine.
Although I completely understand because you don't really have much food here, so
Yes.
at least need wine.
Wine is the lifeblood of Barovia.
No, it's people who are.
No, have you made
Kelly looks here like
Keep it when we next speak. You will have your crystals back, and you will have an open mind to a conversation. That is all I ask.
Kelly looks at you.
What the fuck are you on about, Fergus?
I tip my hand. I tip my fucking hat, and I go right off to Yester Hill.
harassing these poor people, Fergus?
Ignore him. I have no fucking clue what he's talking about. I'll get your gems back.
Overcompensating.
Thank you.
No problem, right? Then I won't be able to drink any more of the wine, and that would be a fucking shame.
It would. It certainly would.
Can I head out?
No? You head out. Excuse me.
Fergus, where's all this shit coming from that people of the lifeblood of Barovia?
Here's
Never believed that, you lying sack of shite.
here's a I Right. Think of this, Bree. They knew more than they are telling. Still, I still think that.
About what?
So Davian has said to us that his family has something in their blood, which I'm assuming is some form of noble lineage. That is the kind of thing that we may need in the coming years, or the coming months, however long this will take, for the final usurpation of Strahd. And so, by getting these gems back to them... What?
We don't need any political revolt to topple Strahd. The man's a megalomaniac vampire dictator who kills people for fun and torments the entire population. I don't think we need any other motive to get people to rally against them.
The people need someone to lead them. And a family like that might be something worse and better than nothing.
Sorry, but they don't exactly seem like a good option either.
Noble blood is noble blood.
The last time they had...
shite all, and you know it.
The last time they had a...
I think your family probably only given the power 2 generations ago when you murdered the last people who were so-called noble blood on your land.
My family has ruled Christendom since the birth of Christ himself.
I'm sure that's what they tell you.
I would like to point out that the last time they had the popular revolt, everyone was slaughtered.
Yeah, a
that is
popular revolt, not a revolt for some people who were nobles 300 years ago.
So it sounds like a popular revolt is a bad idea then?
No, it's a pretty good idea.
To have just a mass slaughter?
Not a mass slaughter. But a populist revolt is always a good idea.
If you say so.
I'm sorry, I don't believe in the power of human nobility.
It seems to have worked here.
Nah, vampire nobility seems to have worked here. I'll be honest, I don't see many humans standing up to nobility and not.
I don't think for the second
and
that
the Baron,
Strahd was
for all
born.
Nobility,
yeah.
And the Baron, for all nobility, he's not very impressive either. I'll have to say, human nobility hasn't impressed me here in Barovia.
We'll see. We'll see.
The best he found was the Burgermeister, who was a fine, upstanding gentleman.
Indeed he was. Indeed he was. He could be a noble yet.
As you're like having that conversation,
just wandering down this fucking road.
Irina kind of like settles in. She's like, I think I agree with Bree on this one. The amount of well, most people are too scared to revolt or rebel against that. I can't see anyone or anything changing that anytime soon.
There's only one thing that would change that, I believe, Irina. The death of Strahd himself.
But then,
yes, but then you don't need to revolt.
I didn't get a word from anybody there.
It was all the same thing. If Strahd is dead...
Move a revolt, because he's dead.
Indeed, but I am also concerned about what comes afterwards. Would you not be?
Not particularly, no.
I haven't really thought about it much. The idea of removing Strahd from the equation is such a monumentous task. I haven't once thought about it after.
You realise what you're trying to do is kill a centuries-old vampire who's ruled this place with iron fist since before anybody here was born.
Indeed.
And you're worrying what comes after.
I always on the horizon, Bree.
That's why you trip and fall so much, because you're not looking where you're going.
I have nothing to say. I'm just ignoring her now. So, how long does it take us to get to Yester Hill?
Okay, so Adrian told you just follow the roads, like kind of southwards, and it says it's about 3 hours away. So if you just walk at like a normal pace, then yeah, about 3 hours it'll take.
That's fine. I'm sitting on the ram.
Oh yeah. So as you all came outside the winery, there was a ram outside that Bree just climbed on top of. Does it have like a saddle or anything?
Oh yeah,
or
it's
is it
got a
bare?
saddle and saddlebags and everything.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah, fully equipped ram just sitting there that Bree just got on top of as if, not making a comment about it at all, I imagine.
Not said anything.
That is a magical. That is a magical steed. So I kind of think I know what it is.
That is... How... What the fuck?
What do you mean? He's called Drudur. He's a good boy. I pat his head.
What?
It gives like a little bleat.
I say whatever is cool in Dwarvish. Nice.
Thank you.
Good,
I'm very
good,
proud of them.
nice ride.
Good haul.
Nice ride.
I imagine Bree is now the same height as everybody else.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, what is magic? What is this?
What do you mean? He's not magic.
Your horse is
He's
magical.
Drudur.
Your steed is magical.
You'd call it magic. But also,
Why,
he's
why
not.
the discomfort, Lewin? Do you want a magical animal too?
I hate magic.
Right enough, everyone has a magical animal except Lewin there.
Mm-hmm.
No. Aren't you some sort of cavalier or something? Aren't you supposed to have a horse?
I can make do without one, but also my last one died, so what do you want me to do?
The last one died before we'd even met. You sure
Yes.
you don't want a new one?
I can't afford one, and also I'm not willing to actually take the money out of my expenditures.
It's okay, you can share Sharp with me.
I'm not sure you could ride Sharp.
That is a beautiful idea, but I cannot ride Sharp through the sky. That would be an amazing idea.
I'm not riding Sharp either.
I don't know how.
Fine.
Thank you so much. Thank you. But I respectfully decline. I dislike magic.
Why do you just like
Okay.
magic?
Complicates things.
What?
Complicates things.
No, it
Much.
doesn't.
Does. Too complicated.
You just like magic, but you're friends with us.
Indeed.
You seem
And you're all very complicated people. Very complicated.
I don't think I'm complicated at all. But
I don't think I am either.
Me too.
Poor Irina's not even magical.
I know.
She's like, what?
He's like walking right beside you, just
It's like,
Just
hi.
like, oh, you're the normal one.
like, like Dwight.
yeah. Fuck.
The only complicated one here is Fergus, and that's because he refuses to be honest with anybody, especially himself.
Yeah, that man's got more demons than I've ever had to encounter in my life. And probably...
Everything has to be a personal attack, I take it.
Nothing's a personal attack, so stop making yourself a victim here.
These all seem to be jabs directed against me, so...
They're
I'm
not
just being
jabs, they're
general.
just the truth. This is what we understand of you. We've
I'm
been
a
hanging
perfectly-
with you for
I'm a
just as long as
perfectly
you've
normal
been
noble.
with us.
That's the problem.
How long
Arena.
until we get to how long until we get to Yesterhill?
To be fair.
2 more hours.
Please
Oh
stay
look,
normal.
Yesterhill!
Please, just stay normal.
It's kind of like almost like looks down at herself and just like, I'll try.
What do you mean
No.
stay normal?
Normal is good.
I'll stay as normal as someone can when they're being pursued by an undead Badprick Lord.
There you go. There you go. You make it complicated, like the rest of them.
I'm sorry, I have someone's baggage low.
Lewin, I don't understand your problem here.
I had so much
what's wrong?
going for you. So much.
Lou, what's wrong? Just because Drudur is now in the scene doesn't mean you're my favourite anymore, I understand. But like, you don't have to take it personal.
Are you equating me to a ram?
I'm just saying, you share very similar tendencies to run into things at a very high pace of speed.
Head first.
Aye.
Ram.
Take the offensive word.
Ram!
And
Sorry.
it is aye.
No, Lewin, you have nothing to be worried about. When it
No,
comes
what?
to us and our...
I can't express this enough. You all scare me because I don't know what you can do. And that
exactly
scares
what I can do.
No, I don't. You didn't do this yesterday. That's new.
But, Lewin,
That's a bit harsh.
in the same way, you're
He's always
very
about it.
small, and you could do anything to me.
Oh wait, didn't you, Sean, at level 5 you got extra attack, right?
Yes.
like I love the idea that it's like everyone got these new magical abilities. It's like Loon learned how to swing his sword one more time.
Aw.
I mean, yeah.
Yes!
Do you know what the best thing is? So did I.
Yes! This is fucking bullshit. I don't like it. Fuck off.
Louis,
What do you mean he's fine? Just give him a pat, Loon. He's perfectly friendly.
Just, but do I see
Louis,
fucking like magical
sometimes-
sparkles come off of him?
sometimes you gotta fight fire with fire, so consider this as the fire you're hanging out with. That's it. Don't worry about it too much.
Based
We're
on
not
your
gonna do
track
anything
record,
to you.
I fully expect said fire that I spent time around to burn me alive. Just want to point that out. Just thought it's fair.
It's not our
You
fault
should
you
just
got caught in a
not
bag.
You should just not
Oh,
be in close range sometimes.
fuck you all. No, I'm fuck it. I just start marching off. I increase my pace by fucking 0.5.
Hey, don't burn me. Yeah, just don't be in the way.
Yeah, don't be in the way.
You go,
Back
you got
off.
a wee bit faster there, Loon. No,
Yeah,
oh,
just-
that's a pity.
Just shrug alongside.
Just slow speeds up slightly. It's like, ah, you're running, Loon.
What are you doing? Fuck.
Have you ever seen Run Fat Boy Run?
Fuck's sake.
It's like that. Only Bree doesn't have a spatula.
Wait, Fat Boy running?
Rock Papa Rock is a movie
Oh.
with Simon Pegg.
Oh fuck.
You'll have to watch it. There's a point where he's trying to run a marathon, and his
Okay.
neighbour's chasing him on a moped with a spatula hitting him.
Yeah. I think we could imagine the continued abuse on Lewin's psychology.
This lasts for 2 hours.
Yeah, 2 hours. Yeah, continued abuse on psychology for 2 hours.
Oh god.
God, it's nice being lawful good.
Fuck.
We're gonna get the thought straight here.
Lot of it. God. But yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So,
Oh, don't worry, Loon. I can also cure blindness now. I don't know why you're so anxious about that. Surely that's a good thing.
Indeed. Shall we?
Don't like it.
I mean, we have been walking this whole time, Fergus. Why have you just been sitting around?
No, I mean the right strategy.
Reese, baby, want to fucking check from us about anything, please?
Furicus is what we've been,
Okay.
what is called brooding.
What? Bull?
I am
He's
simply
been brooding in the background.
I'm simply sitting here trying to form a strategy for what is going to happen. I take it we're still going to be going along the strategy of having me scout the area before we intrude.
No, that would be the preferred option. I don't know if I can just charge in and see what happens.
No, I think it might be a better idea if I scout my way in. If you're happy enough with that, anyone like to join me?
Happy.
Irina, Len.
Sure, I'll come with.
It's okay. Luke,
kind
you'll ask
of
me
like,
next
kind
time.
of like, I don't really know if I'm particularly sneaky. Maybe I should hang back.
Understand.
I can just imagine Irina just like every time Fergus talks to her, she just like looks away. Like maybe if I just ignore him, he'll stop talking. And it's like, me? What?
Totally fine.
Did someone say?
So,
Fergus, invite Loon. He wanted to go.
No,
you guys
no, I
walk
did not.
for
I swear he
3
said he
hours.
did.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I shall reveal area.
My lord.
Area?
Ah,
Ooh! Ooh!
God, I love that. Ooh, ooh.
Oh,
Yes,
it's a big map.
Yester
Oh, fuck.
hell, not okay.
Yes. It's
Not J.
yes,
Not.
it's,
I thought it was with a J.
I thought it was Esther too. Yeah, same.
So,
Yeah.
These girls' eyes are giving me conniptions.
so Reese, where are we starting?
I assume we're at the road in.
I assume you
Yeah.
guys are fucking. I assume you guys are a mile back from here.
I can be 20 minutes away if you want me to be.
I mean, it depends on how sneaky we're being, you know.
So I'm going to reveal about at the bottom as well.
One
Okay.
square is
Give you-
50 feet. Jesus Christ.
Yes, it's a huge ass hill. I'm revealing things at the bottom below that map as well. There's gonna be stuff revealed to give you an idea as well.
Oh, this is a hill.
Oh wow. Oh fuck.
It's literally a hill.
I
From
see.
base to top is 400 feet tall.
Okay.
So,
Fuck you.
so on the top left of this, the Roll20, you'll see the like bird's eye view of this like oval kind of shape hill
Mhm.
with these paths that run the whole way around, and loads of like dozens and dozens of like large stone like cairns and tombs all the way along. If you look at the image below that, you can see like it goes in like 4 kind of like tiers up to the top.
Hmm.
So that is the hill. So yeah, you guys you're approaching this hill,
Mhm.
and as you're heading along, you notice that like directly above the hill, there's like almost like a concentration of like dark storm clouds, like almost in a perfect circle, like directly above. And as you're like approaching a little bit closer, you see like a lightning flash come down and strike the top of the hill. A moment later, you hear the thunder, and as you guys are continuously approaching, just every maybe like 3-4 minutes, there's just a splash of lightning that strikes the top of this hill. Definitely strange weather, as it's just very concentrated.
Indeed.
But yeah, so if you guys are at the bottom, say about like here or so, just a bit away from the hill, maybe still a few hundred feet away from the base of the hill proper. Are you splitting up or what? Or
I was going to scout it a little bit just in case.
okay,
If anyone would like to
Okay.
join me.
I'll come with.
Okay.
okay. So Lan and Fergus.
Well, if you're going to be doing that, please hold still. And I would like to cast magic on you.
On me?
Yes. You are
What?
You are now invisible.
Ooh woo.
Yeah, I wasn't throwing a firebolt at you. You are
Imagine if
now
I'd done the counter spell
invisible.
at him.
I was yeah.
That would be funny.
That would have been funny.
Yes, you are now invisible. You're welcome.
You're invisible.
Thanks.
Just try to be as quiet as you can. I would like to... Well, if you're going to be following my lead, I suppose we should...
What the fuck is this music? Didn't realize we were in Ravenloft.
Let's go. So that's his path. He's drawing a path for me.
No, this is the way I was planning on heading.
Of course, don't take the path up. Take some other way up.
Exactly. The path... the pathway is going to be most likely to be watched, you know?
But I'm gonna be invisible.
I'm not.
Sucks to be you. I guess. I thought you were gonna be stealthy.
Then feel free... Yes, just because what do you mean by being stealthy? I can't just walk up and say, I am stealthy, and then people will pretend not to notice me.
No, but you can hide, and you're good at that.
On the
right?
path. Feel free to walk up the
Yeah.
road if you like. If you want to walk up the road, I will take this route myself. Would
Fine,
you-
I'll come with. God knows what you'll get up to on your own.
Alright, Reese, I would like to do that, please.
Okay. As you begin making your way there, you're like, yeah. You head along the path a little bit, and as you do, you begin to like curve away into the trees a little. At the base of this hill, there's like these like free standing stones like like quite close to the path quite close to your path that you're quite close to you.
Yeah.
These like standing stones,
Mhm.
not quite cairns, but like very like dolmen like, covered in like moss and stuff. They're just sitting there, and as you're walking past, and you see a raven lands on top of one of these standing stones.
Do I
Mhm.
recognize this raven as the raven from before, from Lewin's raven?
All ravens look the same to you,
Okay.
I would say. Raven, yeah, it's pretty hard to tell.
Oh, also, we have our animals, Fergus.
You do.
Yes, we do.
I'd of course like to let Shard go ahead and generally his usual aerial view.
Okay, we'll get to that in a second. As the raven like kind of lands, it gives like a very soft like little like caw. So it does.
Mhm.
You maybe don't pay any attention, but maybe like a moment later, you hear like a whisper on the wind, like a deep voice kind of carried towards you,
Mhm.
and you just hear, "Long have I waited for one so worthy. Approach my monument, such that I may look upon you."
Is this any kind of mental compulsion? Or is this just...
Not that you know of.
Alright. I would like to continue to perform my route if you do not mind. Can I do a stealth?
Okay. You want to do a stealth check?
Yes, please.
Okay, make a stealth check.
Abo. Fuck.
Do you walk away as well? Or do you keep following Fergus?
Me, I'll just keep following Fergus, but I would like to send Sharp ahead to
Okay.
start first.
As you continue walking, the raven gives over a caw and like flies towards you. And it'll come and it'll like land in front of you, Fergus.
Do I recognize this thing as a fucking awful magic something or other? Like, this thing has more intelligence than it should have.
What, the raven?
Yes.
Just seems like a raven.
No, it doesn't. No
definitely seems to
fucking...
be like...
No raven just...
Oh, okay, no. Right, yeah. It doesn't give you like feelings of like, oh, this is some bad juju. It's like... It definitely seems to be trying to communicate though. As it like lands in front of you, kind of gives like a caw, and then like you see it like raise a wing towards the standing stones, and then it takes off and flies back towards the standing stones and like nests upon top of it again.
That is so creepy. It's trying to tell us something. Just keep going.
I'm not a big fan of magical voices that draw you towards some form of obelisk or sacrificial tower.
That's the only way to go. Nothing else. What we came to investigate, right? What's on top of the hill?
Oh yeah, but this standing stones is like at the base.
Oh,
This isn't at the top. It's like at the very base of the hill, like maybe like literally like 30 feet away from you.
should go towards it.
Alright, alright. Try climbing up this fucking obelisk, up this hill then.
No, it's not on the hill.
Oh,
It's
where
like
is it?
literally at like the base of the hill.
Ah, so that's what it's... Okay. I would like to look at this thing then. Look
Okay.
at this fucking standing stone.
You approach standing stone. There's like 3 standing stones, like these kind of like slabs. It looks like there maybe used to be like runes kind of carved into them, but it's pretty much all like been washed away by rain and time. Yeah, as you approach, the raven gives another caw, and after a moment, there'd be like a slight, like almost like a slight chill in the air as you watch as this like ethereal kind of form just emerges from the standing stone. You see this like ghostly image of a pretty large man, like bare chested, with what looks like two like handprints on like the chest, and like long kind of flowing hair, just like kind of like raises out of the slab, and kind of like looks at you both, and then he kind of like lowers his head slightly towards you both. Oh yeah, and he looks directly at you, by the way, Len.
Okay.
So you get the feeling he can see you.
Oh shit.
So yeah, gives you a slight bow of his head, and then places a hand on the chest. I thank you for aiding the descendants of Rosanna. And he gestures towards the raven. Sturbolg informed me of your deeds.
Rosanna. Who was that?
You know, like the raven kind of caws, and the ghost name is like kind of looks at the raven, looks back at you. I believe you know them as Martikovs.
Ah, I see. And who are you then?
My name is Kavan. I was once the leader of those who dwell in the mountains.
Okay. And
I'm sorry, you were saying something, Len?
those who dwell in the mountains, do they still dwell? Say that again? What did you say?
I was once the leader of those who dwell in the mountains.
Okay, and who are they?
Some of the some descendants of my clan are the ones you dealt with.
I see.
Del-
They're the cultists we killed.
Cultists, yes. They are, well, my people split into two factions. Those who followed my ways, and the faithless, the ones you call cultists. He kind of like raises the hands towards the top of the hill. Atop this burial site, the faithless intend to carry out a foul blood ritual. Should it come to fruition, many will die.
Is there a way to stop it?
The ritual is due to start once night falls. It is possible you could make your way up there and prevent it from starting. However, it would be difficult to not be noticed. Or you could wait until nightfall, make your way up under the shadow of night.
How did you end up like this?
I led my people against an invader who came to our lands. I was slain by him.
Strahd.
I know his name not, but he was powerful.
But he left you in this state to be able to say this to anybody else? That doesn't sound right.
The way
I
of
remain
ghosts.
as an essence of my being resides in my spear. And he like kind of like holds his hand up, and this like long spear just kind of like materializes in his hand. This is Bloodsinger. It resides atop this hill. The cultists, they stole it from my tomb, and they are using it in their foul practices. Should you recover it, you are free to use it.
Are there cultists up there now?
Yes.
I see.
Thank you for allowing us free passage.
We will see what we can do.
Kind of like bows his head a little bit.
Yep.
The faithless atop this hill are beyond saving. They deserve nothing but death.
And they shall have it.
I would be most grateful should you give it to them.
I think we learned that from our previous encounter with them.
Indeed.
Thank you for the confirmation.
We will make battle with them eventually. We should go and inform our comrades of this. Goodbye.
Kind of like bows his head a little bit once more, and then you watch as he just kind of like fades away.
I think we should go and tell them about this.
Okay. You head back to the over free. Sorry. Yeah. I mean, I imagine you're only gone for like 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. You come back.
You just find us. Go fish.
That.
Fuck our down.
We just spoke to a dead man.
Don't make me so thirsty. Huh?
What? Sorry? Fergus? Oh, Fergus, hello.
We just spoke to a dead man.
Well, that's not good.
I mean, they usually have to talk back, have a good conversation with them. Wait, you mean the dead person spoke back?
Yeah.
Oh,
yes.
What did he say?
Apparently, he is a man known as Kirvan, who was once the leader of the cultists. There was a man known as Kirvan, who was once the leader of the cultists who dwelt in these mountains.
Why are you like this? Like, do you do this on purpose?
No. Apparently, I've got it spelled Kirvhan. Apparently,
I think it's Kevan.
No.
Kervahn, I think, Reese, how it's spelled, is it?
No.
Apparently,
Kevin.
his people split into two factions once Strahd came to this land. Half of them worshipping him, half of them not. Oh, that is Cavan.
Kavan.
Cavan.
Cavan sounds like, I don't know, it just doesn't sound.
Apparently, Cavan had some form of magical spear or some kind. These cultists are now using it at the top of this hill to conduct a ritual, which may do some form of apocalyptic damage to this area and to the people who live nearby.
Alright, so how'd your scouting go? Are there lots of cultists, or are there only a couple, or...?
Well, Cavan has suggested that we wait until the cover of darkness before we make a move.
So you didn't look?
It is a very defensible
Sharp
position,
enemy.
and I thought, yes, how does Sharp do?
So where do you send Sharp?
Like a drone all around the place.
Okay, do you watch through his eyes while you did this?
Yes.
Okay. You send Sharp up, circling around, and basically would see groups of individuals. See these concentric kind of rings around the hill. You would see groups of maybe between 3, 4, 5, 6 groups, kind of just like walking around these like large circle parts, almost like patrolling around the hill. And as you see from the top, looking down, that's actually going to go on the map now if Sharp sees it. At the top of the hill, you see a huge, a huge circle of standing stones, like massive standing stones. All like the smallest are 10 foot tall, the biggest being 20 foot tall. Of these standing stones that make like a perfect circle at the top. In that circle, you see a massive 30-foot tall statue made of what looks like branches, twigs, like compacted earth. Sticking out of the chest of that statue, you see what looks like a spear.
Oh.
Beyond that, further south from the standing stone circle, you see a large grove of trees.
Yeah.
Half of which look dead, half of which don't. But right in the center of the grove is a massive, about 40-foot tall, 30 feet wide tree that is black. And all around that area, you see many individuals just milling around. You see like a handful as well amongst the standing stones.
I tell everybody, I think I know why this Kavad wanted us to destroy whatever was up there. It's because it's the tree from the drawing. It's the tree that the guy told us about to destroy it.
Well, I'm all for destroying the tree. No problem with that.
Yeah.
And I would like to have a look at that spear as well.
Sure, you can look at the spear.
We're not going to be able to keep the spear, so what does it matter?
Why can't we keep the spear?
You're not
Really,
robbing
'cause-
the dead.
I mean, yeah. Do you want to rob the dead people?
Can you still
They don't have any more use for it. Yes, we can still hear you.
Aye, but it's not my right to take things from the dead.
Why not?
Because it's stealing.
It seems to me that Cavan has just told us that we can take it. Cavan? Cavan.
Wait, he told you?
Yes. Yes, he
I
did.
told you could take it. That's different then.
Then
Yeah,
that's fine.
just say that.
Why do you
All
say
right
that from the
then.
start?
From now on, I'm just going to say that.
Just,
So, shall we?
yes, let's go.
Wonderful.
God, you're so fucking weird.
Can we wait? Shall we wait until the cover of darkness?
Yeah, sure. That's what your dead friend suggested. So why not?
Indeed. Alrighty.
Yeah, wait until the cover.
Okay. So, maybe like lunchtime by the time you guys arrived here. But yeah, you can wait till dark. Imagine you're just all prepare, pass the time, play cards, whatever it is you want to do.
Go fish.
Go fish. I imagine you maybe like
Yeah.
step a few feet into the forest just to just sitting in the middle of the road or something. Is anybody like keeping watch at all, or?
Yep, 100%.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
would
think
also
we'd
assist in
rotate.
that. Yeah, we can rotate it.
Yeah, I imagine somebody you maybe keep a watch like a little bit away from everybody else, like maybe just like watching the hill kind of thing for any activity. Throughout the day, whoever's keeping watch would definitely see these like small groups of between 3 to 6 of individuals who seem to be like on these kind of like patrols around the circles of the hill. Get an idea of maybe like a very rough like times it takes. Like if somebody's watching pretty intently, you could see that like, oh, okay, it seems to take like this long to get around that circle. It seems to take this group about that long to get around that circle, kind of thing. Get a good idea of like the what do you call it, like patrol paths, essentially the time it takes. Could be quite useful when trying to sneak in. Aside from that though, nothing else really happens. The lightning at the top of the hill continues to slam into the. Oh, you guys see through sharp that the lightning striking the top, it consistently every time hits the top of like one of the standing stones in the circle, and nowhere else. All the standing stones are black, like almost like basalt. They're all just like scorched looking.
Interesting.
It's just like lightning. Just the whole time you're here, the lightning continues to
destroy
hit the top of this the hill. With that like concentration of like just dark thunderclouds right above it, but like beyond that, just quite like a normal dark, normal Barovia grey.
Yeah.
So yeah, but nonetheless, you can all wait till nightfall. Once it hits, you know, like maybe 6, sun is set pretty much. Still like a little bit of light, but it's basically now dark.
Okay. Then
Right,
Let
let's
us-
go burn this tree then.
Yeah, let's go.
indeed, let us.
So, how are you guys gonna make your way up? Are you gonna just follow the path, or like try and like so at each ring, it's like a solid like 15 foot, almost like steep slope to get to like the next tier.
Yeah.
So you're gonna like try and climb up the side, or just go up the path.
Now,
What do you say?
now, just to clarify here, so we've got the ring of standing stones, and then they've got the tree over here. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And the tree has a spear in it.
No.
Oh, sorry. The wicker man, which is in here, has a spear in it.
Yes.
Wonderful. Okay. So what I'm
Would
gonna
it be
do-
possible to send the stealthy boys ahead? If they see anyone on the path, we dip off and try to climb up the side.
Why are we climbing up the side? Why don't we just go down the main path?
I don't know if we want to avoid fighting or not.
We're not going to avoid fighting.
Then limit it at least. Never mind. Ignore me.
Okay.
I'll be honest. I'm not stealthing up any path.
I think I could
It's just
attempt
not
to.
happening.
I think I could attempt to
Try.
sneak up there. Yes.
Actually, I'll reveal. With given that Sharp is here, Len would be able to have given you a very, very detailed view of the
Here's your copy. Here's your copy. Here's your copy.
the standing stone circle at the top,
Okay.
as well as the fuck, that's really good. Why not?
This is gonna
The
be a big combat,
grove
isn't
at the
it,
bottom.
Reese?
What's that?
This is going to be a big combat.
Yeah. So I was gonna say that like we can probably do the combat next week because
Can we do that? 'Cause it's going to...
It's getting a bit late. Yeah.
Understandable.
This is going to be like a 2-hour combat.
oh, it definitely is. Yeah.
Alrighty then. I do have an idea.
So yeah.
Oh.
We can pick up here next week.
Ooh. Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, we can use this week to plan and then we can start with the combat.
Oh, I've
next
got
week.
some jank shit to do. A lot of it involves, and I cannot emphasize this enough, disguise self and mage hand.
Min-maxing.
What? I'm using my fucking magical abilities. Min-maxing now. You min-maxed yourself a fucking horse, you cunt.
No, I didn't.
You did.
I didn't.
You chose a spell and now you have a horse. I chose a spell and now I have the ability to disguise myself.
He didn't choose. I
And
don't think he
BD
chose
this.
it.
No, I didn't choose.
You chose the class which gave you the horse.
Oh,
It's just
Min-maxing.
the normal pal.
There are so many pictures here. Which one is it?
Sorry. What?
There are so many pictures here.
Yeah. So the top right one is the standing stones circle in the middle of the hill.
Okay.
The bottom left one is the grove of trees
Okay.
with the big black tree.
Wonderful.
This is a big combat map.
It is.
Yeah, that's fine.
This is going to be fun. Oh yes. Oh yes. Let's change that live slug reaction to something else.
So yeah. We shall end it there.
yes.
Because it will be a full session of combat
better.
essentially.
Oh wow.
Oh yes.
Yeah, I do have to be up this morning.
Oh cringe.
Fair.
Already?
I got spin, I got exercise. What do you want?
Cringe. Already? Yeah. See ya guys fucking later.
GG.